has probably never had a professor or a teacher that talked about empathy versus sympathy. Or, like, let's say that you're in the working field, you probably didn't really pay attention to the new hire orientation when you had a trainer that talked about things like that. Specifically in a lot of spaces or industries where you're dealing with customers, patients of that sort. I worked in the health insurance field for a very long time. And as a trainer, there is a very, very popular person. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know it. Psychology know it. Mental health. Most people know this lady. She has a very popular video that is pushed in a lot of the corporate arena, a lot of the new hire arena. And she talks about the difference between empathy and sympathy. Now, I'm not going to get into the video, but I pushed sympathy way more than I pushed empathy. I personally never liked the empathy because of how I understood empathy to be. As a matter of fact, in certain spaces, especially like if you're dealing with patients, they really shun you about doing empathy. Why? Because if you're dealing with dying individuals, if you're dealing with people who have cancer, if you're dealing with people who have terminal diseases, if you're dealing with people who have traumatic experiences, you cannot tell them that you know exactly how they feel. As a matter of fact, I had training documents and training recordings after training recordings of examples of people telling the other person on the other end of the line, the other person on the other end of the stick, how, oh, they know exactly how they feel. And a lot of times, them customers went off on them because in that moment, or even after that moment, you're telling them you know exactly how they feel. You don't. And you really don't. And so it was very dangerous. It was dangerous in corporate. It was dangerous in especially the health field, medical field. It was dangerous in a lot of industries when you're talking to another customer or when you're talking to a patient and you're saying, oh, I know exactly how you feel. But the video was not even geared towards that. The video was geared towards just everyday life, how there's a way to have compassion, and that's sympathy, because you may not have any words. And in that video, it explains about that. You may not have the words, but it's okay sometimes not to have the words. And it's okay sometimes to just say, hey, is there anything that I could do for you? Instead of just saying, I know how you feel. I know exactly what you're going through. I know. You see how dangerous that can be? Now, as a